In 1993, Sue Rodriguez took up the fight to get medical help to end her life. She lost that legal battle, but ever since, the debate over doctor-assisted suicide has never really gone away. It's legal in places like Switzerland and Oregon, and as Sulin Go tells us, some families with terminally ill loved ones are now calling on Canada to change its laws.
If I cannot give consent to my own death, whose body is this? Who owns my life?
In 1993, a dying Sue Rodriguez sought permission to have a doctor end her life. The Supreme Court of Canada said no. 20 years later,
the law has moved on. There's these new considerations.
This health law researcher says a recent BC case proves times are changing. In 2012, Gloria Taylor became the only person ever to be granted the right to die in Canada by the BC Supreme Court. The judge had to consider modern equality rights laws. As Gloria's body broke down from ALS, she would not be able to do what a healthy person could do legally, commit suicide.
If somebody who is physically disabled and unable to kill themselves, they're physically unable to kill themselves, they can't do what an able-bodied person can do. They need help to do it. So the law prohibits them, so it treats them in a different manner.
Gloria died naturally before she could exercise her right. That landmark ruling is now under appeal. Disability rights groups have argued legalization could open the door for vulnerable people to be coerced, and the Canadian Medical Association does not support assisted suicide.
A physician is a healer. It goes against their oath to do no harm.
For now, if a Canadian wants a doctor-assisted death, they will have to travel and pay for it.
A winter day, a Swiss winter day.
The British documentary Terry Pratchett Choosing to Die explores how physicians help people die at the Dignitas Clinic in Switzerland.
Are you sure that you want to die today?
Yes, I'm sure.
Patients need to show they are mentally capable of making the decision and prove they are terminally ill with medical records. A doctor hands over a lethal cocktail of drugs, and the patient dies in their sleep, surrounded by loved ones. It's the kind of passing Amy Doolittle wanted. Amy grew up in Calgary. She played the flute most of her life, settled in Mississauga, got married, and had a daughter. Then, at age 44, was diagnosed with ALS.
It's like prison, you know, like being imprisoned in some kind of a straitjacket.
ALS meant Amy would die, but not before her body became paralyzed, while her mind remained sharp. She wrote emails about wanting to die sooner with the help of a doctor, but couldn't afford a trip to Switzerland. In February 2009, she recorded this message on the website Dying with Dignity.
My name is Amy Doolittle, and I believe I should have a choice in deciding when I wish to die.
8 months later, on a sunny October morning, Amy used her one remaining working finger to move her wheelchair to an unsafe place. She died in a horrible way, alone.
Terribly lonely, without family, without friends. Terribly lonely decision, and it should not happen that way.
Helping someone to commit suicide is illegal. Police interrogated her husband and daughter for 8 hours and seized Amy's computer. In the end, no one was charged.
I just wish we all could have been there, because that would have been more humane.
Since the Rodriguez case, a number of private members' bills have proposed so-called Dying with Dignity legislation, and the Quebec government is now looking at ways to allow assisted suicide. The Doolittles hope future families like theirs have more options. Sulin Go, Global News.